It's been an amazing 24 hours for me. Of course, so many emotions, so many things to process, and
24 hours. That's all it took for everything to change. A teenager from the Philippines walks into a press room in Toronto, and the room already knows her name. Not because someone told them to remember it, but because she just won her first title, and she hasn't even had time to process it yet. This is the story of a rise that happened faster than anyone expected, including the girl living through it. She calls the last day and a half a blur of emotions. One tournament ends, another begins, and somewhere in between, there's supposed to be time to breathe. There wasn't much. She talks about resetting, about trying to separate what just happened in Washington from what's about to happen here, in a city she's never played in before. It's not easy. Winning changes the way people look at you overnight, but it doesn't change the fact that tomorrow there's another match, another opponent, another reason to focus. And that's the tension running through everything she says. Part of her wants to sit with what she just accomplished. Part of her knows tennis doesn't wait for anyone to catch up emotionally. She admits her mind keeps drifting between two places, replaying the win and preparing for what's next. She jokes that she has the rest of her life to celebrate a first title, but only one day to get ready for the next match. So the celebration gets postponed. The focus doesn't. What makes her story land so hard back home isn't just the winning. It's the timing of it all. Weeks earlier, she was seeded at a Grand Slam for the first time. She reached the second week at Wimbledon, something no one saw coming this early in her career. Now, barely any time later, she's a champion. She says it herself. There wasn't a scoreboard in her head at the start of the year, no fixed target, no number she was chasing. She didn't want to trap herself in a cage of expectations. Her only real goal was to play well, consistently, and let the results follow. This summer, they did. But success like this comes with weight most young athletes never have to carry. Back in the Philippines, she's not just a rising player anymore. She's been publicly honored by her country's leadership. She's become someone an entire nation points to with pride. When asked if that recognition feels like a burden, she doesn't hesitate. It's not a burden, she says. It's an honor. But she's honest enough to admit that in the moments themselves, when everything is happening for the first time, it can feel overwhelming. Good overwhelming, but overwhelming all the same. And then she says something that explains why she's handling all of it so well. Tennis has been her entire life. She may only be in her first or second year on tour, but she's been competing since she was a child. Competing, she says, is the one thing she knows how to do no matter what else is happening around her. Not every day will be a good day. She knows that, but showing up and competing like a professional, that part she can control. Some of that discipline traces back to a decision made when she was just 13. That's when she left home to train at Rafael Nadal's academy, after the academy reached out to her family directly. She doesn't try to summarize everything she learned there because, in her words, there's simply too much to list. But if there's one thing she keeps coming back to, it's the people. The relationships built inside that academy shaped her, and the team she has around her now, she says, is one she trusts completely. Now she's in Toronto, a city with one of the largest Filipino communities outside the Philippines, and she already knows what's waiting for her. She's been told the stands will be packed. She says it's exciting to see her community show up like this, not just for her, but for the sport itself. If more people fall in love with tennis because of nights like this one, that matters to her just as much as the result on the scoreboard. She's also asked about a fellow player with Filipino roots, someone she considers a genuine friend on tour. She's careful not to overstate the connection, admitting she hasn't dug deeply into the details of her friend's heritage, only that she knows there's a partial Filipino background through her mother's side. What she does emphasize is how meaningful it is to share the tour with others who understand pieces of where she comes from, whether that's this friend or another player from her own community back home. There's also real excitement about doubles. She's set to play alongside Venus Williams again, and she doesn't hide how much that means to her. Every time she gets to share a court with a player of that stature, she treats it as a privilege, a chance to learn from someone whose mindset she deeply respects. Add in a passionate crowd, and she expects the atmosphere to be unforgettable. Then there's the final in Washington itself, the one that started under one sky and finished under another. Rain forced it into a second day, something she'd never experienced in a championship match before. Instead of letting the delay unravel her, she says she kept herself busy, slept normally, woke up simply treating it as a new day, even while trailing on the scoreboard. She doesn't dress it up. Her opponent played well, but she came back sharper, hotter, and closed it out. Asked about the surge of dominant performances she strung together that week, she doesn't claim to have some secret formula. She wishes she could stay in that rhythm permanently, but admits it's impossible to win every point at that level forever. What she does notice is a pattern. The longer she stays on court, the better she reads the ball, and by the end of a tournament, she's usually playing better than she started. Through all of it, one thread stays constant. She's proud, she's grateful, she's aware of what she represents to an entire country. But she keeps returning to the same idea again and again. This is her job. Competing is what she knows. And as long as she keeps doing that, one match at a time, everything else, the titles, the milestones, the history, will take care of itself.